The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development. With a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
I'm here by myself because our next guest, which is my co-host, is coming up as our speaker. I'm very excited to introduce her. That actually was her voice as the voiceover in that Best Youth organization. She's involved in getting the word out for our children that have a lot to say, and she's building a platform with Bernardo for that. So very excited to do a wonderful introduction for my co-host here. She's actually a wonderful world speaker. Her topic today is Living Your Freedom Formula with Inspiration, Innovation, and Impact, the 3 I's. Krystelle Richardson. I love to call her Krystyle just because she has such a unique spelling. Krystelle. When I used to drink, that was a wonderful champagne I used to drink, but I'm sober. So here we go. Krystelle loves seeing people become better versions of themselves, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and more. She lives out loud, and it is her with her heart to help everyone else to do the same as what she's doing for a unique freedom of formula, right? The same as your part, you need to live a unique freedom formula. She's going to talk about that. She is an international speaker, the global world civility, she's going to explain that, civility ambassador of innovation, leadership, and mindset, accountability coach, international best-selling author, radio show host, red carpet interviewer, philanthropist, missionary, wife of 28 years, congratulations on that, mother of 2 kids, and another congratulations of 2 adult girls. She breathes innovation and creativity in everything she does. Her radio show has been heard throughout more than 40 countries. Yes, 40 countries. And she has taught and spoken in 25 countries and counting. Virtually and physically, she travels the world in airplanes, not like what we're doing here in StreamYard. She now spotlights her clients on her new and booming platform, www.myglobalsummit.com. With thousands of listeners and viewers already under her belt, she continues to speak her truth and is providing this amazing platform to bring people together to do the same. The My Global Summit motto is Be Great. Pretty simple. Be Heard. Pretty simple. Krystelle thanks God for the opportunity to enjoy what she does while helping others. She was recently appointed the Global World Civility Ambassador of Innovation and is eager to witness what 2021 holds, as we all are, as she embraces that role as part of her one focus. Big round of applause. The room goes crazy. We bring in my co-host, Krystelle Richardson. Let's get you in. I'm so excited to introduce you, if you couldn't tell.
You have me cracking up. Oh, my gosh. How are you doing right now, Tony?
I'm good. Excited to give you the stage for 45 minutes. And as you know, I cut people off. I want to give you as much time as possible. So I'm literally just going to give you the stage. I'll be back afterwards. Of course, I come about 5 minutes, as you know, before the hour, and to just kind of give you some love with a virtual hug. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it for Krystelle.
Well, thank you, Tony, for that introduction. And I am so extremely happy to be with you today. This is one of my favorite platforms, if you will, the Best You EXPO with Bernardo. He has so many great things going on. So I really appreciate him allowing me to be here. I wanted to just play a little video for you to hear and see a little bit more about me, and then we'll get started. A little rest and relaxation there at the end, up in the woods in Arizona. So my name is Krystelle Richardson again. Very extremely happy to be with you today. I have 3 little short questions for you. Are you okay living someone else's version of your life? I know for me, people have all different kinds of things to say about how I should be living or what I should be thinking or doing. Do you? Are you living that version of your life, or are you living your version of your life? Question number 2. Are you okay living the life in that little box that the world has outlined for you based on your race, based on your religion, based on where you were born, based on your economic level? Are you okay with that? Third and final question. Are you okay with being a copycat? Just on the conveyor belt of life, getting up in the morning, going to work, eating, pooping, and then going to sleep, getting up, going to work, same old, doing what everyone else does. Are you okay with that? Well, I'm here to tell you that I was not okay with that. And that is also why I have this title for this talk. Living your life, your freedom formula of inspiration, innovation, and impact. Let me say that again. Living your unique freedom formula, your freedom formula, not mine. Yes, we're going to have a talk and go over a few things, but living your freedom formula with inspiration, innovation, and impact. Now, we're going to define those words, and we're also going to look at about maybe 8 or 9 other words. I'm into words that start with R, on things that cause barriers and blockages in our life that need to be evicted. And some of these things, there's may not be big barriers, but I can guarantee you that we all, if we rate ourselves from 1 to 10 on all of these R's, there may be some things that we might be able to do a little bit better on. So today, I hope to help you and also help myself as I listen to myself with my freedom formula, with your freedom formula, with inspiration, innovation, and impact. And before I even go any further into what I want to talk about, I want to talk about the power of gratitude and affirmations. So I have to say to myself, I will live a life of inspiration. I will live a life of innovation and creativity and expression. And I will live a life of impact. And speak it over your family, my children, my husband, my family. We are going to live a life of inspiration. We are going to live a life of innovation and creativity. We are going to live a life of impact. Now, I want you to say it to yourself. Say, put your hand right here and say it to yourself. I will live a life of inspiration. I will live a life of innovation. And I will live a life of impact. Now, when we talk about these 3 words, what is inspiration? Well, we've already heard from some of our speakers, and I will say it again too. If you have not read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you are missing out. It was written in the 1930s and it's been around forever. And so it's a book that you really, really need to read, not just because it was written so long ago, but because of the fact that it talks about life, not just about getting rich, talks about spirituality, about God. And it talks about one of the first things is a burning desire. So inspiration is igniting that burning desire so other people can see your flame and they can be inspired. You inspire yourself to go forward. You inspire yourself to get up each day. You inspire yourself to write all of these different notes and to just really be on fire for what you have in your heart as your dream, as your destiny. Inspiration is huge. It's huge. Innovation. Yes, as written in my bio and as stated, I have been nominated, elected, and appointed the Global World Civility Leader of Innovation. I'm very, very thrilled about that. Yes, I have an engineering degree. Yes, there's a number of things I've created, songs, choreography. I use my left and my right brain. I'm very creative. I make up recipes and people love to eat them, like thousands of people, as I said on Amazon Prime on Speak Up, of which it's true. Hundreds and thousands of people have experienced my recipes. And it's not just because they're homeless. I cook for the homeless and I also cook for other people and do a little bit of private catering, because I love to cook my own recipes. I make my own clothes, not what I have on today, but I do. But I also do creativity in relation to using my mind as an engineer, using my mind in genetic research, using my mind with my clients in Above Your Best to help them to understand how they can innovate, how they can create, how they can express themselves and get paid for it. Innovation. The next one is impact. What is your legacy? What are you doing to leave your mark, your footprint in this world? Now, I have to say, related to those three words, you can either inspire someone to do something good, or you can inspire someone to say, okay, what she did, I'm going to make sure that I do the exact opposite. Innovation. You can create something that's good that can help humanity, or you can create something, as some hackers and other people that create things, you can create something that can be destructive. The same with impact. You can inspire someone to do something to have a negative impact in the world or a positive impact. So I have another question for you. Which one are you doing? Are you positively giving inspiration? Are you using your mind to create? And are you leaving a footprint on the world that will be a good one for other people to follow? So I just wanted to go over those brief definitions. And now we're going to get into our R's. That are some things that I want you to think about. And if you are taking notes, whatever you may be doing, go ahead and rate yourself 1 through 10. With 10 being the best, like you have it going on, and I want to make sure that I meet you. Okay, if you get all 10s on all these, okay, maybe we can do some business together.
If you're interested in finding your true purpose, if you're interested in finding your legacy, if you're interested in growing, if you are sick and tired of reading books that don't help you, haven't helped you, or are not helping you, or attending courses and seminars that haven't really had an impact in your life, I invite you to read my book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose, out now. For more information, go to www.thequestion.co. If you're interested in working with me, contributing, speaking at any of our many events, partnering, or licensing The Best You, for more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
The first one and the second one go together. Response versus reaction. Response versus reaction. Your response. When something happens in your life, what are you going to say? Your reaction, what are you going to do? Now, there's two things that I want to talk about related to response and reaction. One is me. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. Went to elementary school with my little plastic briefcase, my little brown outfit with my white collared shirt, the little ruffles on my socks. I was so cute. I had ruffles on my underwear. But I was met with bullying day one. My long, pretty braids. And I was bullied in some way, shape, or form up until age 50. I'm 56 right now, going on 57. And it took me all that time up until age 50 to say 2 words, no more. Now, yes, I was a global director at GE Healthcare. I had done many things. I had organized and done missions in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries and a lot of accomplishments. But I did not have peace of mind in here. I did not have that particular piece of my freedom formula because I allowed certain people to say whatever they wanted to say and do whatever they wanted to do in some cases until I said 2 words, no more. And that whole story is actually on Amazon Prime if you want to look that up, about jumping into your greatness. And Dee Dee, when she just did her talk, she's the executive producer. She did this too here on The Best You. She's like, see, Krystelle, I remember the moves, jumping into your greatness. So I had a decision to make. How was I going to respond to bullying? My response was to pour myself into my studies, pour myself into my creativity, my dance and choreography, things that were creative. And actually became very good at it. I have some CDs out and some other things. I choreograph dances that are done all over the world. We used to travel before this past year. And the same in industry. coming up with formulas and different things from a genetic research perspective. Like, how do I know that? Part of it is because of the favor of God. But part of it is once you start using your creativity and your innovation, you will get more creative and more innovative. You will. You will. Another area, I talked about bullying for response versus reaction. Another area, I'm just coming off of from December 17th to about 4 days ago of being released. I had COVID and I had double pneumonia in both of my lungs. I couldn't make sentences. I couldn't breathe. I had to keep saying the scripture over myself. I will live and not die. I will live and not die. I will live and not die, out of Psalms. I will live and not die. Response and reaction. Now, I could have had a different response and a different reaction because of the fact that I do eat healthy. I eat bok choy and vegetables for breakfast. I have sugar snap peas in my purse and nuts and everywhere I go. Okay. And I don't eat beef and pork, and I don't drink. I don't smoke and do all of this, trying to be healthy. And I take all of my vitamins every single day, and I still got sick. But just think about it. If I hadn't done all of that, maybe what happened to me would have been even worse. If I hadn't tried to remain positive, maybe things would have been even worse. Let's go to 2 more R's. Relationship and respect. Now, sometimes we have a reaction and a response because we do not respect the person, or we have a reaction and response because we do respect the person. And part of that has to do with relationship. So my question again to you today is, who are you in relationship with? Yes, we have some type of family, whether we like them or not, right? We have mentors. We have coaches, some of us. We have people that are peers. We have people that we're in joint ventures with. We have people that we partner with, or our bosses, or the person at the grocery store. But how we treat people, ladies and gentlemen, matters. I had people from all over the world. They're still checking on me. People from all over the world, even some people I didn't even really know, quite frankly, that were on my Facebook page, checking on me, praying for me. A lot of you all, I just thank you so, so much. Thank you so, so much for your prayers and your concern. Had people calling, leaving prayers on my phone. Now, I'm talking about, my husband brings up when he introduces me sometimes when I have speaking engagements, that I'm a person that treats the homeless people that we work with the same as I treat the billionaires that I know. Respect is key. Relationship is key. All of you all that checked on me, prayed for me, I want to just publicly say thank you. Thank you. Relationship matters. Respect matters. Now, I want to go to another R. Remember. We need to remember, not trying to get too religious here, but we do need to remember how God has brought us out of certain things that have happened. And I know everybody doesn't believe in God, but I'm just speaking from my perspective as an ordained minister, missionary, evangelist, okay, that we need to remember what God has done. And, we can't remember anything in our life? Well, remember what he did for Susie. Remember what he did for Bob. Oh, okay, you don't know a Susie or a Bob? Go online, Google something that you are going through and see how they were brought out of that situation. And remembering has a positive and a negative, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the good decisions that you made that resulted okay, and remember the bad decisions that you said you would never go back to so that you don't keep going back. Okay. So remembering is huge to help us to develop our freedom formula. Another one is rejoice. Rejoice. Now, I'm very competitive And if any of the young adults now, some of them are still teens, if any of you are watching this or ever watch this, you will know this to be true. And you can say, oh, yes, she is. Now, some of you may have heard about the game Spoons. It's a game where there's cards and you're supposed to try to get the same card. Four of the same one, and you're passing around the cards. You know, there's people around the table, and then the first person to get 4 of the same number grabs a spoon, and then everyone else tries to grab a spoon. And it is an awesome, amazing game because it's like musical chairs. Because there's always one less spoon than there are people. And this young lady right here, no matter who she plays with, probably 95% of the time, oh, I am going to win. Sometimes there may be some blood involved, you know, people flying across the table and everybody's trying to get the spoon. We had a hole in our wall one year because the youth popped through the wall. The next day they had to come with the plaster and everything and repair it. We had to replace our trash can. It was all dented up another year. Like, you know, there's like, if you haven't played Spoons, maybe play it with some calmer people maybe than me first. And then if you want to travel to Arizona and play me after COVID, feel free to look me up and we can play. Okay. Now I'm saying all this to say that I celebrate. I rejoice. When I win, I celebrate and I rejoice. But I also do that for my clients. If I'm here in my community center, if we're having a meeting and they have a breakthrough, oh my goodness, it is on. We're running around, we're high-fiving, and it is like really, really good. I bust out the door, I run around the parking lot and woohoo, rejoice. And when I started feeling better from COVID, wow, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. Yes. And somebody needs to hear that on today, to rejoice, to celebrate, and even celebrate yourself. Because a lot of people right now are still on lockdown. And even if you're not, a lot of people are not all about people, but that's okay. Celebrate yourself, light a candle, have a nice cup of tea. I know some people drink wine and stuff like that. Have whatever you want to have, not too much. Okay. To celebrate yourself, celebrate yourself, celebrate yourself, rejoice. The next R, our last and final R, is repeat. Repeat. Now, related to bullying, what is it that I needed to repeat? The 2 words, no more. And the behavior of repeating the mental checklist of not having it be a barrier anymore, not having where I allow it to have bondage over me anymore. I have to remember the things that I went through to get that free. When I said those words, no more, I meant it. God heard it. My spirit heard it. My mind heard it. And again, it was on. No one anymore can come to me with those behaviors that I allowed. Repeat related to COVID. I have to repeat continually trying to do what I need to do for my body, not give up just because I went on ahead and got sick, even though I exercise, I teach dance, I eat well. I do all these things to try to stay healthy and still got sick. But again, if I hadn't done all of those things, just think how bad it might be. Now, some of you have been on my Facebook page, and some of you all know medically that COVID attacks certain organs. And there's also so many different things that they still do not know related to COVID. But one thing I do know is that that is true. I was on the phone with my doctor the other day. She went back to my records from 2007. Did you hear me? 2007 to 2021, and looked at all of the levels that were on there that are going awry right now to see what they were leading up to getting COVID. My numbers for my liver are off the charts. Off the charts. They've never been off the charts. They're off the charts. So remember all the things that I said that I do to try to stay healthy? And yes, I am 56 years old. Some people are like, no way. Yeah, I'm about to be 57. Okay. So I think I look pretty healthy, right? My liver is the same liver as someone who eats junk food all day and who drinks alcohol all day. My liver, my little bitty baby liver. I was like, what the? COVID has attacked my organs. And the vitamin D that I was taking, that's one of the things that you should be taking. I'm not going to give a health lesson right now, but we can go over that if you want to contact me for real, because I will live and not die, and I want to have where you live and not die. There's some home care things that you can do. But with all of the vitamins I was taking, some of them are soluble and some of them have to be processed by the liver, such as vitamin D3. And it won't go into my liver. It won't process. It tried to. My vitamin D levels are now high, but too high vitamin D3 is bad for your liver as well. And with COVID, it attacked my liver. And I'm like, do I look like a junk food alcoholic to you? I don't think so. That is not even my lifestyle. I don't drink, not even just a little bit. Okay. So I'm on a 1-month plan to do some things to try to do better. But everything that's on the detox liver and clean liver list, all the different fruits and vegetables and nuts and all of that, I already do all of that. So I just have to keep doing it. I have to remember. I have to respect my body. I have to have a good relationship with my body. I have to have the right response and the right reaction to go forward, tell other people so that they maybe don't have the same thing happen to them, or to help people with their self-care, because I care about people. And so many people prayed for me. So yes, I am going to publish that information as I had on Facebook to help somebody, Now, what I want to get into right now, we went through all of these R's, things that cause barriers and blockages in our life that we need to evict. And if you get into a coaching program with me, there's the several stages. One is evaluation, all of the things that we need to look at and evaluate. Then there's eviction, and then there's elevation. And we do all of that so that we can execute our plan and execute our own unique freedom formula. So before it gets too late, I want to just get into the 3 things that I'm saying that you can do related to all of what I just said to help you put in place your unique freedom formula so that you can have inspiration. You can use your mind to innovate, and you can have impact positively. Number 1, if you're taking notes, write this down. You need to be woke. Yeah, I said it. You need to be woke. And what does that mean? You need to be awake to the fact that the devil, or whatever you want to call it, is on his post 24/7. So you have to be on your post 24/7. If you are not woke to that fact, then you can't have a freedom formula, because you have a mask on. You have your ears plugged. You have your nose plugged and your mouth plugged. And you're just like not paying attention to the fact that there is evil in the world and negativity. There's positivity, which you can bring, you can unleash, but there is, and there are other forces at work. So me, you, we need to be woke.
If you're interested in watching the video content of this interview and many others, or interested in learning from world leaders and teachers, go to www.thebestyou.online.
Number 2, we need to be conscious. We need to be conscious. What does that mean, Krystelle? Being woke, being conscious? No. Being conscious means that you will consciously every day have a heart of thanksgiving. You will consciously every day have a heart where you are giving thankfulness and gratitude for all that you have, and even giving thankfulness and gratitude for the things that you don't have. be conscious. I will live a life of inspiration. I will live a life of innovation. I will live a life of positive impact. I will be confident. I will live and not die. I will speak this over my family. I will speak this over my friends. I'll speak this over my boss. I'll speak this over the person at the grocery store. I'll speak this over my cat and my dog. Are you known as being positive? Are you known as being a person who's grateful and thankful? God has been so faithful to all of us. And again, I know everybody doesn't believe in God. I'm just speaking from my vantage point. Being conscious means that you consciously wake up every day and you do these things without ceasing during the day. I can't tell you how many times I had to try to stay positive when I was being bullied. Did you know that out of the 7.67 billion people in the world, about 1.6 or so billion are youth? And out of those, a lot of them are the people who commit suicide. Globally, 800,000 people or more die from suicide every single year globally. I'm going to say that again. Over 800,000 people per year die from suicide. This next statistic, the numbers are even higher. Globally, there are over 264 million people that have been diagnosed with anxiety or depression. 264 million people have been diagnosed with anxiety or depression, which means people like me who are going through anxiety and depression, we're walking around undiagnosed. So are you undiagnosed today? This is for you. This is for me. Anytime I speak, it hits home for me because I lived it. I had to go through the evaluation, the eviction, and the elevation so that I could execute my life. I had to allow God to pull me out of depression, to pull me out of anxiety. And yes, even for COVID, you can look it up if you want. There's COVID anxiety. I mentioned it on one of my talks with my group. Anxiety of getting back out into the public. Anxiety of even being able to walk up the stairs in my house. I couldn't get down. I had to get my husband to help me get back down. Everything was moving. It was like a vertigo moment. You have anxiety with the breathing problems and the things going on in your lungs. It affects you to have where there is something called COVID anxiety. I do not wish that on anyone. I have a Miata convertible. This is great weather here in Arizona. And it took me a minute, the first time I got back in my car after not driving for over a month, to be able to drive on the highway. Too much noise, top down. And it was like, it's a convertible. And it's like, you should be able to enjoy that. It was too much going on. I had to ease back into it. So if you need to ease back into your life, if you need to ease back into living a life of inspiration, you used to be inspiring, or maybe you never have, and you want to ease into it, you can. But it all starts right here, and it starts right here. Don't be a statistic. The 264 million that have anxiety or depression. Don't be a statistic. The over 800,000 people in the world globally per year that commit suicide. Don't. Your life is valuable. You make a difference in this world. We need your creativity. We need those things that you can express, only you, because the word innovation means that you have either created something or made something better that already exists. Now, when I talk about living out loud, I'm talking about being woke, and I'm talking about being conscious. And the third one that I'm going to say is that we both, all of us, need to be ready. You need to be ready. I need to be ready. There's so much that this world has to offer. There's so much that your mind has to offer if you just open up the doors and let the light in. When you get inspired, when you have that burning desire, when you do not let fear hinder you, when you don't let any of these areas of all of these R's have a negative impact on you, you can live a life of impact. You can live a life of innovation. You can live a life that is free. You can put all of these things back into your life as your freedom formula. Now, one thing that I want to bring up, feel free to write this down and use it. You've heard of false evidence appearing real for fear, FEAR. False evidence appearing real hampers so many people from reaching their dreams, from coming up with their freedom formula, from living a life of inspiration, innovation, and impact. Well, I say, and those of you who've heard me talk, you know what's coming. FEAR is not just false evidence appearing real. It's fresh energy awaiting reset. Let me say that again. Fear is fresh energy awaiting reset. Take all of those emotions of, oh my gosh, I don't know what's about to happen. Take the dopamine, okay? Take the oxytocin, take all of that, all of it that the devil meant for negativity, take it and change it into excitement, because your heart pounds, you sweat, and you're like, oh, I don't know what's about to happen. Go ahead and say, oh, I'm so excited about what's about to happen. Shift it around, transform it, metamorphosize. And I love the word metamorphosize. I do. Change that fear into positivity. Devil, you're not taking this today. You're not taking me today. Oh, I'm not going down without a fight. Will trials still come? Yes. Will you still get a little bit afraid or a lot afraid? Yes. But once you even speak about it, say, I'm not really feeling all too confident right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and move forward. So if I have a crack in my voice, or if I'm trying to do whatever it is and I stumble, or if my hand is shaking, just forgive me, but I am going to work through this. Because once you speak it out of your mouth, that is a release. Do your hands like this, wherever you are, unless you're driving and listening to this. Do this. Release, release, release that fear and bring back fresh energy awaiting reset. Release that fear and bring back fresh energy awaiting reset. Yes, 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 yes. We are going to live a life and put together all of what we have into our own unique freedom formula, so that we can live a life of impact, live a life of innovation using our minds, live a life of inspiration. I do have a vision session, another one that is actually starting tonight. It starts tonight, 8 p.m. MST. M as in mountain, MST. I will give 10 free seats. Look at how to spell my name on the screen, Krystylle Richardson. 10 free seats to this vision event tonight. And it's not a vision party, it's a vision life mapping to go over a lot of what I just went over today, but putting it into an actionable plan. Now, if you're not ready to do the work, don't come. It's 2 hours tonight and for the next 2 Sundays. So it's a 3-part vision event to map out your life, to map out your life. But you have to be ready. That was the last of the comments. Be woke, be conscious, be ready. So I want to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to live and not die? Are you ready to have your own unique freedom formula? I can want it for you all I want, but you have to want it. You have to want it. You have to want it. I will end by saying this. Today is a new day. My future, my choice. I will jump. I will land. I will succeed. Let me say it again. Today is a new day. My future, my choice. It's my future and my choice whether I'm going to be positive, whether I'm going to be inspirational. It's my choice whether I'm going to be negative. I am going to jump, but I am going to land, and I'm going to succeed because I'm going to keep jumping and jumping and jumping until I soar. Will you soar with me today? My name is Krystelle Richardson, and I thank you.
Yeah, let's fly, baby. Let's fly. Woo! I see you felt that one, baby. You gave the truth from the heart, and you helped so many people watching this. I'm just honored to co-host with you and take a moment because I know you felt that. I know you did. Amen to you. You helped so many people just now, and thank you. And this is going to be on replay forever, so you guys make sure you check it out.
So many people are not living a life of freedom, Tony. So many people are not. It took me up to age 50. Yes, I had good times, bad times up until that time. But until I said no more, I was not living a true life of freedom.
Yeah, it's amazing. I got to tell you, those symptoms that you described, I've had. And so I've never gone in and got diagnosed with COVID, but I have all the symptoms you're describing. The tickle in the throat, not knowing if you're going to cough in every word, anxiety where you feel like you got vertigo, times when you just don't have taste, all the symptoms. But I feel I'm going to get sicker if I go get tested. But what you did is you helped people like me and other people watching to know that you got through it. And if you can get through it, we can get through it, right?
Right.
Belief, and it starts in the surrender. You said fear, and you gave a wonderful acronym. In our program, we say fear is forget it, right? Forget everything and recover, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of face everything and run. So I love your acronym. That's even more powerful. But again, I felt what you're feeling. So whatever you're feeling, you shared with me, and we're sharing with the viewers here. So thank you so much for watching.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.